When I first started competing, I would begin to change my training. I used to think that by doing lighter weights and more volume and more repetitions, I could enhance the muscle somewhat, kind of get more definition and more cuts. Didn't take me long to see that that would change my body, and I'd end up more stringy and not as full. So really, I don't change my workout now coming up to a routine. I still remain lifting heavy weights. That's what got me the body in the first place. So just because I want to get ready for a competition, the only thing that I change is adding more cardio in and kind of keeping more control on my nutrition, being more consistent with it and keeping an eye on how much I eat. But in terms of the exercises and the weights, it's really the same all year round. I get asked this question a lot about motivation, and of course there's days that I'm not motivated to work out. I just don't film those quite as much. When I feel good, I'm down the gym, I make some of my best gains, and there's times where I kind of push myself into a workout and I don't get as good of results from that. I don't feel like I should be training at that point. So I've kind of learned to listen to my body, and if I'm really not with it up here, I'll either go to the gym and do something different, maybe more cardio, focus on abs or calves or something, and that normally brings my level of motivation back up. But there's times where I'm just not motivated, and I think it's important to take that for what it is, not to push it too hard, and kind of ease off and prepare yourself for the next day. I made the mistake again in my early years with competing that I would get super lean and shredded for competition, and then after the competition think that I want to get big, and I'd start to eat a lot more, and I'd train, do less cardio and kind of change my routine around, and I got bigger, but I'd lose a lot of that conditioning. By the time I would get ready for my next show and lose all of that body fat that I may have accumulated, there wasn't really much difference from when I did my last show to when I did the new show. So what I found now is it works best to stay lean year round. Maybe ease back from the cardio, I might add some more calories in, but in terms of kind of this bulking and then getting grip, there's two levels of extreme. And I think if you just ease back from being super shredded all the time, you can eat more. If you get good rest, you train heavy, your body responds by kind of getting bigger and getting stronger. So I think the key to that is focus on the bigger, heavier compound movements, add a little bit more calories in, ease back from the frequency of the cardio that you're doing, and you'll start to see that your body will add a little bit more muscle mass. It's going to take some time, but that's really the trick that's worked best for me. This happens a lot. I get hungry all the time, especially when I'm following a kind of a calculated daily meal intake. The reason for that is I'm used to eating a lot more. So obviously I see results when I tighten that down and I restrict my calories each day. And this works great for getting ready for a competition. When I find myself getting hungry, normally towards the end of the day, I find things that are kind of big in volume, but pretty low in calories. So like a bowl of vegetables, I'm big on cauliflower at the moment. I might eat them raw, munch on them, use a little bit of hummus or even some low sodium mustard and kind of dip that in and eat it, and I soon get used to it. I think it's more that I want to eat something as opposed to I'm actually hungry, because I know I'm getting enough calories in the day. So the trick for me is having food ready in the fridge, whether it's carrots, celery, broccoli, cauliflower, something that I can eat, and having a bowl of that, which is maybe 40 calories, that normally fills me up. So kind of preparing ahead of time saves a lot of hassle. You know, I get asked this a lot about dirty bulking and staying clean and lean. Dirty bulking for me is, it's just a dirty word. It's where people consume far too many calories, their body accumulates body fat, and then for them to want to change it around and get lean again, it's just they've got to obviously have to eat less, and they spend all their time doing cardio. So keeping it kind of in the middle is where it's at. You might not get as big as quickly, but as soon as you lose that body fat, you're going to fall behind as if you do it slowly. I think of it like this: building a house of cards. It's going to take some time to get those first few floors of cards built, but then you start to add a little bit more each month, and after 3 or 6 months of solid training like this, you're gonna see you put on a couple of pounds maybe of lean muscle mass, and if you remain lean and you don't go too far kind of adding too many calories in, it's gonna make a big difference to your body.